What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Spencer, bringing you that new updated Pendulum Magician deck profile, and I'm even going to throw in some bonus gameplay at the end just because I like you guys so much. But let's get right into it here. 3 Chronograph Sorcerer, that goes for the Time Gazer Magician. It's a free special summon or scale, both of them apply. And your 2 favorite, or my favorite scales here, and that is Dragon Pit Magician and Oath Dragon. And now, moving on to Performer Pal Skullcrobat Joker, the newly kind of off the ban list card that searches everything in the deck. Hopefully this goes to 2, and that'll help me with deck building a whole bunch. And the newly, I should say, acquired or put in the deck, this is the biggest change I have from last time, and there's one other big change, Wisdom Eye Magician. I'm actually a big fan of this card. It can literally complete your scales, or it's a rank 4 if you have Pendulum Claw in your hand, because you can't use these 2 effects in the same turn, unfortunately. But hey, no complaints from this guy here. And Double Iris, I don't have this at 2. Personally, I don't really think it needs to be at 2, so that's where I have it. Take it or leave it. Purple Poison Magician, I still think it's a good card. Also, there's not a lot of low scales in this deck, from what I've seen from when I played. And another Curtain Raiser is just a free special summon to help you go into Crystal Needle Fiber before you Pendulum Summon, which is kind of the idea of the deck. And the most important card, of course, is Harmonizing Magician. And going on next is Timebreaker Magician. This is like my out for Winda, because it can banish it off the field. That'll like at least give you a chance, right? And part of that package, another free special summon to go along with Curtain Raiser and Chronograph Sorcerer is the Supreme King Darkworm, which helps you search Gate 0, which can either be a low scale or a rank 7, which you need for your Odd Eyes Absolute Dragon. So that's why I use those. And your mini little special summon package of Red Rose Dragon and White Rose Dragon, these can also literally just be special summoned, or pendulum summoned, I should say, so it's good there. To go along to help the idea of going into Needle Fiber before you ever pendulum summon is Tuning Magician. It all kinds of work. It works out in the end. You can normal summon it, special summon it back from the graveyard. I like it. Also, it's a good Allure of Darkness target. And to get your Darkworm into the graveyard, you have 3 Dragon Shrine. You can also add Foolish Burial. I don't know, maybe you take out an Allure of Darkness. I'm not sure. I think that comes down to personal preference. But I also know that, first of all, you have essentially 6 copies of Pendulum Call. So if you actually draw into your Darkworm, you have ways to pitch it. So it's not, oh, it's like this or nothing. I just going to mention it, Duelist Alliance at 3, Pendulum Call at 3, 2 Allure of Darkness to go along with a little more of your draw engine, Upstart Goblin, and Into the Void. Unfortunately, hopefully this card can maybe someday come off the ban list. That would help this out quite a bit, in my opinion. And my new favorite card, Time Pendulum Graph. If you use Pendulum Call, you get to destroy a card on your opponent's field and send one. Absolutely nuts. Really great value. Yeah, it's insane. But moving on to the extra deck, I have Odd Eyes Vortex Dragon, which is an Omni Negate. Shen, because there is a way to get into some rank 9s, of course. Borreload Savage Dragon, believe it or not, very good card. Just another Omni Negate. Odd Eyes Meteor Burst Dragon, huge for your combos a lot of the times. And FA Non-Draxter is just a general spell and trap negate every single turn. I think you get 3 out of the guy, very useful. And the Odd Eyes Absolute Dragon, which goes into Vortex through your combos. Abyss Dweller I have, and I'll move this rank 4 1 over. I like Evil Swarm Nightmare. It's like multiple ways to disrupt your opponent if you end up going that way. And number 3, Cystidia King. I think I had him lined up somewhere here, maybe not anymore. But Red Rose Dragon is one of your targets, along with 2 others in the deck. And you can special summon back with Cross Sheep, and a lot of times you'll special summon back the Red Rose. So if you can think ahead and maybe you have like Time Gazer on your field, that's just an extra monster negate, so that's why I have this here. This could also be access code Talker, but that card obviously is very expensive. Another basically substitute for access code Talker is Boral Sword Dragon. I use this quite a bit. I actually really like it in the deck. Appaloosa. Selene, very good way to go into Borreload. Or Boral Sword, geez Louise, or Appaloosa, to go into a 2 negate Appaloosa at the end of your combo. Either way, very important card here. Christian Halley Fibrax or Needle Fiber. Cross Sheep I've already mentioned, and I've really enjoyed having Nightmare Unicorn. You may be thinking, Spencer, I know you had that Rusty Bardige combo, and I will show it, but here's my philosophy. When people start duels, or mostly, obviously there's always going to be exceptions to this rule, people are going to have their hand traps be as wide as possible. They're going to try to, cast a very wide net to stop all kinds of opponents. When they key in on you playing Pendulum, they're like, all right, I need Dark Ruler no more. I need Twin Twisters or whatever, Harpy's Feather Duster, all that kind of stuff. And Dark Ruler no more can typically kill you, especially with this board, but I don't think too many people are maining that at the current moment. So the idea is, if you win the dice roll, you win game 1 because your opponent is just like, holy moly, dude, what the heck? I did not expect that. Game 2, it's pretty hard going second, so you may lose. And then game 3, this is when I would side all of this in. Then your opponent, when they play Dark Ruler no more, thinking, got this fool. Then you have 2 monster negates in the back of their mind. So when they have this Dark Ruler no more in their hand, they're like, oh my gosh, this is a completely different combo. It feels like a completely different deck. That's the reason I do it that way. My other side deck cards, 2 Droll and Lockbird, 2 Artifact Lancia, 2 Kaijus, and I use this one because of Allure of Darkness. And then I also have the Winged Dragon of Raw Spear mode. I think it's pretty good. Lightning Storm to go with the Harpy's Feather Duster. Just a good spell and trap removal type of thing if you're playing a deck like that. And now we can just go quickly through these little replays here. 2 of them I think are against Dogmatica. And look what I just said here. Remember how I said this can complete your scales? Look how different my churn would be if I had different cards in there. I've literally completed my scales. It's not a once per churn. I didn't have Pendulum Call. It's just insurance for you, to be honest. And now I'm going to go into Needle Fiber without ever Pendulum Summoning just quite yet, which is really good. Now I can Pendulum Summon. And I can Pendulum Summon my entire field. So you see how much value you get out of it. And again, a lot of the times you're going to go into that rank 3. And here I actually forgot to complete my extra deck, so we'll see what I end up doing. Go to a 3 negate Appaloosa, an Omni negate, and a Spell and Trap negate. Pretty nice, right? There we go, F.A. Don Draxter. I definitely want my back row because I want to be able to end him on my next turn. He tries to go Pendulum Magician. He tries to go into Ecclesia. And he sets 2 back row, but I have 2 Omni negates already ready, so not an issue at all. And I can get back my Harmonizing Magician, go into whatever, probably go into just Boral Sword and any other negates, obviously. No worries for me. And here's another Dogmatica matchup. And I'm sure I go first here. Again, this guy is drawing pretty darn well, right? This was a frustrating duel, no doubt. And so I can draw deeper into my deck. Gate 0 is also very good for that. I draw the 2 Pendulum Call, kind of unfortunate, but look. Like I said, if you have Pendulum Call, all this is a rank 4, no problem at all. And now I can do this big Pendulum Summon here. I even left one in the extra deck. I literally didn't have the space. F.A. Don Draxter. That's going to replace it with a White Rose Dragon. Now I can go into my Meteor Burst. Just want to make sure I don't waste any zones. And Cross Sheep. Odd Eyes is going to activate. Vortex is going to help me special summon 1 back from there. And I can go into Evil Swarm Nightmare. So again, I went a little different of a route, but that's okay. He tries to activate Harpy's Feather Duster, but my Pendulum Scales are protected. Figure that's fine. I'll just go ahead and flip that face down in case he goes like into a Fleur-de-Lis, which literally matters nothing. He's going to try to special summon this too. He won't be able to negate something on the field. I will flip it face down once again, and then the next turn, he's done for at that point. One more duel, and this is the Rusty Bardige combo. It looks like an awkward hand, honestly, but it's really not. It can pitch the extra Pendulum Call once again. Free special summon. I'll probably go into the Harmonizing Magician because I still have the Oath Dragon. And also the cool thing about Harmonizing is that you're able to special summon any of your Pendulum Magicians from the deck. So I may even go and find myself a rank 7 from the deck. I'm not sure. I don't remember what I do. And yeah, look, just like that. Although I may just end up using this for something else. Let's take a look. Yeah, I end up going into the Appaloosa. I bring back 3 Darks now because I had 2 Magicians. So that way my plays are a little less complicated, a little more straightforward. And there we go. Your opponent's like, okay, what the heck? This is not the same thing. Harpy's Feather Duster. Everybody seems to draw it against me. It's the 1-of, right? I don't really know why he ended up doing that second. I can just negate this again either with Appaloosa or one of my 2 Fog Blades. It doesn't really matter at this point. And I have tons of targets to, if I do use the Fog Blade to go into it, because I leave that zone pointing right there. So my opponent is essentially done. Plus I can add my Harmonizing back from the deck, making my rank 4 even more possible. And there you go. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this little deck profile and a little extra gameplay. Thank you guys so much for watching the video. I really appreciate it. And I'll catch you guys next time.